Hey, I'm Lily Gold, lead beauty guide with Limelight by Alcone, and I decided to make this video. I didn't make one yesterday. I didn't make one today yet. And so I was trying to decide, what do I want to show you today that would be kind of fun and would teach you a little bit about how to use the Limelight makeup better, and maybe a tip to make it really easy. So this is a really cool tip that I have not taught yet, and it makes foundation application really, really fast, really easy, and gives you great coverage. But it's like, I don't know, it's like 9:30 at night, and I have my makeup on from the day, so I figured I'll take off my foundation. I'm going to take everything off. I won't mess with my eye makeup right now, but I will show you how to apply foundation really easily with the brush, and you'll be able to see what good coverage you can get with it. And also, while I'm at it, I'll show you the concealers, because I had questions today about the concealers. So this will kind of give you, I don't know, it'll help you kind of figure this stuff out a little better. So I'm going to use the Alcone Make Off wipes. These are professional makeup remover wipes. And they come in the package, you take it out. Let's see, I'll look in. Did I just poke my eyeball with this wipe? Guess we're gonna find out. Okay, I'm kind of accidentally taking eye makeup off, but that's fine. One of these days, very soon, I will teach you how to do your eyebrows using eyeshadow, a really tight little brush, and the finishing spray. You don't need fancy eyebrow products. Can you tell I can't do two things at once? So like, I can't talk and wipe my face at once, or at least say something very intelligible. Okay, I think you can tell now that my makeup is pretty much gone, because now you can see the dark, I have veins under my eyes. I get pigment there, which is not a lot of fun. Okay, so I've got a lot of this off. Let me take my handy dandy Norwex cloth and wipe off any residue. Normally I would wash my face at this time, but for the sake of not having a forever long video today. By the way, if you know anybody that sells Norwex cloths, their face cloths are amazing, and I highly recommend it. You have one, it'll last you forever, and it gives you the best scrub on your face. So a little shout out to my Norwex friends. Okay, that's pretty clean. Okay, that's a pretty good canvas, so thank you for bearing with me on that. But like I said, the Alcone Make Off wipes, they're great, they're easy. And you get like 30 in a bag, so that will last a while. Okay, so now my face is clean. I'm going to add some Must. Hang on, sorry. Must Do. This is the Palmerose and Sunflower Face Oil, and this is for all skin types, and I love to use it. I use it every morning as kind of as a primer. No, kind of as a moisturizer before foundation. And it may seem like that would be way too oily, but it feels amazing, and it's an awesome. The sad thing is it's bedtime. I'm putting all this good stuff on. I'm going to end up taking it off in a few minutes, but I want to be able to teach you guys how to use this, because I know you'll love it. It has been so cool for me to learn. Okay, so my face is really, really moist now. It has that Must Do oil, and like I said, it is for all face types. Even if you have oily skin, don't be afraid of it. It will help to balance the oils on your skin. I have a friend with oily skin, and she loves it. Okay, let's start with concealers. So I have I have a few different concealers. The cool thing is they're very forgiving. So I don't even really care which one I open up. I just kind of pick which one looks good. I'm going to try this one. You can see where my fingers have been all around it. Maybe I should tell you what color though. This is number 3. So the thing you should know about Limelight concealers is they are very, very pigmented. They're wax-based, so they're really creamy. And you may first get it if you're not accustomed to it, and you may feel like, this is hard to work with. It's not, you know, it's like really firm. I don't know what words to use. It's late. I don't know. My brain's shutting down. But it's wax-based, so you warm it up a little. So if it's your own product at home, you can just take your finger and just kind of swirl it around. You're warming it up a little bit with your finger. Okay, and you have it on there, and you'll dab it on. You're not going to rub it into your skin. Dab it in all the places that you want some concealer. I don't really. I'm just sticking to places. Okay. Then you take your sponge, your Blenderful sponge that comes in its little case. It's the greatest thing. Love it. And you just take that sponge, dry, and you just, can you see how I'm patting it in? I'm not rubbing it. I'm patting it in. I'm trying to see if you're getting good quality. I film these in HD and I upload them to YouTube on purpose so that they'll be in HD so you can see. Okay, so do you see how those veins just disappeared? All I did was I just patted this in. An interesting fact about these concealers is that years ago, these have been around for many, many years. This was a very, I guess I should say, renowned concealer. Kevin, how do you say his name? Aucoin, Aucoin. He's really, really famous in the industry, entertainment, like beauty industry. And he was using this as foundation for his clients for a lot of years in the entertainment industry. But it's really a very potent concealer. The funny thing is, when my foundation was back ordered and all I had were my concealers in my right color, I was using these as foundation. I didn't even know that somebody else had it, and I just went a little bit lighter with it. It had a heavier feel. You know, maybe being in the movies, you know, that works fine. Day to day, it's maybe not my ideal foundation, but yeah, these actually, if you're in a pinch, use your concealer as foundation with a Blenderful sponge. So, and then you just pat it on. Okay, so I've done that. Now I'm going to do foundation. I have my palettes, beautiful palettes. I took some out because I was making another little palette of the ones that I use. Let me see. There's olive too, and I labeled the back. It's so cool. That's one of the fun things, besides many things of being a beauty guide, is that you gotta hook yourself up with just like so many awesome products. I think I will do Shinto 1. I think I've been using Shinto 2 a little bit lately, but I'm gonna use Shinto 1 for demonstration purposes, and it is a color I use a lot. So this is the Limelight. These are professional brushes from the professional makeup industry, cosmetics industry, from Limelight. And I believe this one is a number 2, but take a look at that shape. So it looks familiar if you look at my website. And all you do is, I know I've shown you how to use it with a sponge, but I'm gonna show you how quick this is, okay? So just take your sponge, brush, you're gonna put it in, okay? So you have foundation. I hope I didn't even do too much. Okay, I'm gonna look in the mirror behind me, and I'm just going to just start buffing it in onto my face. Okay, and this is super, super easy. I'm getting really good coverage. You always get some on your lips, and then you look all washed out. But then I'll just take a wet washcloth. I'll show you. So you don't look like a ghost, when you're done. It probably makes a good base for lipstick. I don't know. Okay, still have a little bit on there, so I'll just keep buffing it. Okay, this has a really sheer finish, so I could stop there, or I could add a little bit more if I want. It would be totally up to me. It would be up to you how much you want. But see how quick that was? I mean, this morning I was running late and I had to do my makeup so fast. And I learned that with a brush, you can do it really fast. When I'm demonstrating, I'm talking, but it can go quick. And the cool thing is, okay, so you've used your foundation brush or your brush. Most of the product's off. I could probably go a little bit more just to finish getting it off. Okay, it's pretty much gone. Just about got it. Then you can take this brush and you can go right into, what the heck? Are you there still? Let me see. Let me see if I can do this without, I don't know. I have my palette that I need kind of under this, propping this. Hang on, no, I'm not going to have this whole thing fall apart on me. I'll just show you another tip. Okay, so I've done my foundation. Now I would take my contouring powder and I would dip in, that's the bronzer powder, and let's pretend I have it. And I would go along my edges, just like I've shown you before. Do the cheekbones. I'll squeeze my brush like that a little bit and get a little bit on the sides of my nose, a little bit down my neck, and then take that same brush, dip into your powder, your powder blush, and add a little bit there. And then you can decide, if you have oily skin, you can use the finishing powder and go from there. It's the white powder. I have it here somewhere. And just finish off your makeup so it sets and, can deal with the oil more. Or if you're like me and you have normal skin, you could take the highlighter and add a little bit of highlight and buff out, the contouring with some highlight powder. So those are just options. I want to tell you a little bit about the foundation. I pulled it up on my computer because I want to be able to give you some good tips, because I know some of you are really paying attention to these and you're learning about this stuff. So let me grab my computer. Okay, so just a few things to know about the foundation. There's a video blogger, Wayne Goss, who is all about makeup. He's huge in the industry. He has called Limelight Foundation probably the best foundation in the world, he said. It contains, and then here's some facts about it, it contains only vegetable oils, pure waxes, and FDA approved colors. It does not contain any animal product ingredients. Perfume, no lanolin, no petroleum, no mineral oil. The first two, so that would be petroleum and mineral oil, the first two can cause allergic reactions on some skins. Oh wait, the first two, which would be animal product ingredients and perfume, can cause allergic reactions on some skins, and the last two, which would be petroleum and mineral oil, are not absorbed by the skin, causing excess oiliness on the surface. In other words, this foundation is healthy for the skin. It will never clog pores and has actually helped people with acne to improve their skin texture. Most commercial liquid foundations have a ratio of about 18 to 23% of pigment to the liquid. Our foundation has at least 50%. So you're comparing our foundation that has 50% pigment to liquid foundations that you're going to find most places that have 18 to 23%. That's why we can use just a little bit on our sponge. That's why we can use just a little bit on our brush, and it goes a long ways. Our foundation lasts better throughout a long day than comparable commercial foundations and requires less touch-ups, and I have found that to be true. I mean, how often do I do these videos at like 10 o'clock at night and I'm wearing the same makeup that I put on at 6 a.m. before I leave for work? And I work hard at my job. It's a physical job. And I still, 10 o'clock at night, 15 hours later, I can make cosmetic videos with the makeup I wore, put on that much earlier in the day. Okay, so for a sheer light coverage of concealer, use a damp sponge. So you'll get this damp, or get a foundation brush damp. This is not actually technically a foundation brush, but it works. So for a normal to opaque coverage, use a dry sponge or a brush. For all day opaque coverage, you want to add the finishing powder. For a hydrated look, which is what I do, use the Must Do, which is the skin oil, before you apply your foundation. For a glossy look, who wears glossy foundation? I don't know who does that. But place a drop of the Liquid Sunshine, that's a product Limelight carries, on the foundation, mix together, and then apply. When applying to dry skin, add a drop of Skin Therapist to the foundation, mix together with a brush or sponge. So basically take their moisturizer, Skin Therapist, and add just a drop of it onto your foundation, and then use your sponge and mix it together to apply it, so it'll be extra moisturized. Yeah, so that gives you a few tips on how to use it. The foundation, I know some of you, I've been talking to a few of you that are really, really curious about it, and you want to know, is it actually special? Is it different? It is absolutely different. I've tried a lot of different foundations, and I've wanted to love a lot of different kinds. And I can tell you, they're not holding up to it. I have a favorite. I don't say other brand names in comparisons, because I don't do that. But I had a mineral powder foundation that I'd been using for probably 15 plus years, that I was completely hooked on. Couldn't imagine using any other type of foundation. I loved how it felt on my skin. And even when I joined Limelight, I was really nervous about whether I could stick to this foundation, because I've been so loyal to the mineral powder foundation. No matter how many other foundations I tried, I always would go back to that. But what I found is this foundation kicks that foundation's butt. And one of the reasons why is because it still feels great on my skin, and 16 hours later, Limelight foundation, the botanical foundation, still looks like I applied it just like an hour or so previous, even though maybe it's been 15 hours, where the mineral powder foundation that I loved was kind of long gone. I looked, it did not have the lasting power. It was pretty much off my face by, bedtime. And so this absolutely has been the best. But anyways, I hope that gives you some ideas. So you can apply the botanical foundation with a brush. If you have a brush at home, it may work just fine. I can tell you that the Limelight brushes are fantastic. I haven't lost a single hair from this brush. And the last brush that I bought that was supposedly kind of professional, every time I would put makeup on my face, I had like loose hairs from the brush all over, and that was such a pain. But these are really top of the line. Now see how that's a little bit, I won't worry about that. Every few days I'll just take my brush cleaner from Limelight and I'll just clean it up, and it'll be just like brand new. So I hope that helps you. Oh, let me show you one more tip. Okay, so the concealers also make the best eyeshadow primer. You do not need a separate product for eyeshadow priming. All you do is you take your concealer and you just take the pointy end of the sponge. I already have stuff on, so this will be kind of weird, but it's almost bedtime, so who cares if I go over it, okay? And you're going to prime your eye with the concealer. So you can see that this one's primed now, just right over the top of my other makeup. And then that's just makeup I did this morning. This is incredible for eyeshadow priming.